I need to sleep. I need to snooze. Thank goodness there's a bed here. And I'll tell you what, IRL I could do with a little bit of sleep right now. Welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. Last night I went to a gig in London. It took me a longer time to get home. I've had a little bit of a lay-in, but I've probably had less sleep than usual. And it's later in the day right now, and I got to record an episode of Hermitcraft for you guys. I am absolutely itching to play on here. But we do not have as much time as usual, and I'm feeling really knackered. But I got a project for us to work on, several projects. We will be doing the creeper farm later this episode, but to begin with, we've got a couple of things to take care of. One of them is the end of this tunnel. You see, we finished the end of the other one. We have an escape chute that I can fly off outside into the world through, and over here we're going to put something that the creator of this design right here, the person who tweeted me this, had something at the end of their corridor which I really liked. And we're going to struggle to squeeze this idea into this space. Now, I don't know if they redstonified their little thing at the end here, but we're going to redstonify our one, and that is to put in some flowers and a bone meal system to automatically turn them into more flowers, which makes dyes and all of that. I don't need to explain it, do I? But thing here is we don't have a lot of space to work with, and we kind of need to build this in a specific way to make the redstone work. So what we have to do is put that right there. Then we're going to bring out this little platform that I built at the back here and put some dirt in front of it. Now, what I would like to do is hide the front of that dirt like this, so it looks really nice and clean, but we need to put levers on this dirt in order to make the redstone work, because we are working with a limited amount of space. What I need is this thing right here. It's got my levers in. We need 4 of those. We need 4 dispensers. And you probably know how this works already. So if I just place you there, we can place the other ones alongside it. Excellent, excellent. And then we put those there. Brilliant. And then we put our 4 flowers in place. There are 4 different types. They will help us make lots of dyes, and we're going to implement this with a little bit of a bone meal system as well. There we go, looking pretty cool, I think. Just shame about the dirt is all I can say. Now, the next thing we need is lots of redstone wire and some redstone torches. You see, I had to think about this a lot. What we got to do is put some torches on the dirt to lock the dispensers above it. And this is because we only want to activate one of these at a time. And making a one wide, like, tileable clock that's fast and fits into this space here is just not very realistic. The next thing we need to do, I'm trying to figure out, like, when you look at something from when you're standing underneath it, all of a sudden you get a little disorientated. The next thing we need to do is have a line of redstone that goes off to a clock, which I will build in just a second. So this clock is going to be a burnout one. That means we're going to have 3 torches, and then that is going to come back across the front here. Now, I think the material I'd like to have behind this is some polished andesite to look nice and clean. So let's put a bit of redstone on top of this, and you can probably see how it's going to work now. All of these dispensers are currently locked because we have a redstone torch pointing into them. When we hit this, we are also going to power the line of redstone down the bottom, but we are unpowering that one individual redstone torch. And if we want to do 2 at once, it works the same way. Now 2 of them could be activated, because this being on is going to go into a clock, and it's basically going to say, you can now run, and you're going to send the signal up to the top here, and you'll activate the ones that have been selected. It is a very clever system, but it's not the only thing that we're going to do. Oh no. And do you know what? I was supposed to make some hoppers, so I'm glad that I got lots of chests here. I do have an ender chest on me, so I can just grab some iron. And earlier I went and hid a crafting bench just in here. We need to hide crafting benches all over the place, because I'm always in need of them when we need to make stuff. There we go, we can make 35 of those. That's absolutely excellent. And if we head back down here, what we're going to do is put the hoppers pointing into the dispensers at the back. And if you look at the way we've wired up the redstone, this isn't going to be a problem. These won't get locked. However, I believe as it stands, do the items go in? No, they don't. You see, they're locked from going in, but as soon as we unflick that, you know, the bone meal flows right in. So those ones are pointing in. Then we're going to have some that come from the side, and exactly whereabouts over here it starts, I'm not entirely sure, but they'll go around like this, and it just about squeezes into this space, doesn't it? Which is just lovely. So over here we're going to have like a shulker box system that's going to lock itself when it's empty so that we can replace it. But that is not a lot of space, but actually it might be kind of perfect. So this area looks a little bit messy at the moment, but I think we're going to have just enough space around this to cover all of the redstone stuff that you see. But anyway, over here you'll see that there is a gap where we can put the shulker box, and the reason I said that might be a good thing is because, well actually, do you know what? This is going to have to go, because when you place it, it's most likely going to face towards you, and then we'll have a block on top of it. So then it can be opened, you can look inside. Which technically you don't need to do because it's only the hopper that needs to take the items out of there. And all of these hoppers are pointing in the wrong direction. How did I get that so wrong? I was just being brain dead when I placed them right. But anyway, there's a block behind where that shulker box is going to be, and that is going to read the amount of items in there. When there's no items in there, this torch will turn on because there's nothing there at the moment, and you can see it locks this hopper, which means that you can then go and break the shulker box. It will fall into this hopper, but it won't go any further along is the idea. Now I've also got a redstone lamp on either side, and I think what we're going to do is have the redstone lamp turn off on this side when you're out of bone meal, which is really cool because then we get to keep one on the other side. So if we put a redstone torch there, you can see that it will be turned off. So that contraption is now like a 2-in-1, and we get both functions out of it, which is really cool. So moving around to the other side, here's what I need to do. I need to put in some repeaters, and then this should make a lot of sense. We have a burnout clock right here. We have 3 redstone torches. On top of them, we have 3 pieces of redstone. They're going to blink very, very fast and activate all of those dispensers, but we are currently turning them off with these right here. And again, when we hit the switch at the front, this redstone line turns on and it goes into those torches and it activates this. So it's all a very clever system, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's a nice little bit of basic redstone that's worked out really well for us, and I only think we need to just tidy this up now, and I need to stop jumping around and falling into holes. What is this white box here? Iron. Right, okay, that explains my confusion. See, I got a box of bones that I keep in my ender chest. Right, and now I've made another one called bone meal, and that one is going to go over on the side here. Now it should take out the bone meal even though you can't technically open it, and that's turned on, which is a good sign. It means, well actually it's a sign that the redstone's working. There you go, it's taken out the bone meal, so when that thing's empty, the lamp turns off. You can then break this even though you can't open it, and it will stay in the hopper there. So very easy to access and get back. That's really cool. And now all the wiring's been done, the building's been tidied up, and I think I had like one comment to make, which was there's a bit of a gap here. You can see stuff through, and just by placing a couple of blocks I've sort of eliminated some of that. But anyway, let's see this thing in action. And that's not what I expected to happen. Why doesn't it work? What have I missed? I don't even hear like the blinking or burning out of torches. Ah. Okay, let's go troubleshoot this. Okay, there's the burnout clock. Why is it not dispensing? Why is that not activating the dispensers? This thing is so perfect. Look, it looks great in the room. All the redstone makes sense. And you're telling me it don't even work? I've now seen the error of my ways, and there may be no way to properly fix this without redesigning a lot. So when we unlock this redstone torch, that one is powering that block, which means it's locking the one next to it. I missed it when I was designing all of this stuff. Oh well, we can still use it because I can do that, and then I can hit this one, and that one will then activate. If I want to do the red one though, I've got to hit that one off as well. But if I flick that one on, then the red one doesn't activate. So you can't really get it to do the exact one you want sometimes. I think when it comes to these ones in the middle, it's also going to do one on the edge, which really sucks. Like that. You know, now we've got both of them going at the same time, which is not what I wanted. But anyway, one of the things I was going to do was replicate, or sorry, what am I saying, replicate? I was going to make loads of these right here. Sunflowers. And that's my amazing link to what we're going to be doing next. Today's poll is a very simple one. Who do you think is going to lose this bet? Is it me or is it Mumbo? Because I'm currently losing and I keep derping. I'm a little bit worried now. Yep, leave an answer in the poll. Don't be too harsh on me. Have faith in Asuma. I can do this, you know. I can do this. I believe. So these sunflowers, they're all part of my amazing plan to link one part of the episode to the next, because There's something happening in this area of the server. This is the Mushroom Island. Well, it's actually not an island. It's the Mushroom mainland, which is attached to other parts of the world. There's Joe's base over there. Mumbo is just off in that direction, and our communal area is over there. And we have designated this Mushroom Island to become a games district for the server to use to create mini games, and it has the wonderful property of being very, very ugly. No, that's not a wonderful property. It is mob proof. There'll be no mobs spawning here, which means you can make dark mini games. You know, you don't have to worry about mobs spawning. You can make use of lighting. Pretty cool stuff. And I just got done watching Zedaf's video where he's going to come over here and introduce a token system, which was a really cool idea. Now, this is the only game that's actually in here at the moment, and I do not really understand how this game works. I think it's basically a cow breeding farm that's actually disguised as a mini game. I think that's what Joe was up to here. But anyway, Zedaf came over here, and it kind of occurred to me that he never actually left anything behind. But he mentioned that these look like coins and that they could be used as tokens which you get from playing these games, and you could exchange for prizes, which sounds like a wonderful idea. But unfortunately, it means that someone like myself could set up a farm and could duplicate the currency, could even rename it in an anvil to whatever I liked, and that would be a terrible thing. But Zedaf mentioned something in his video that we could do with commands that could make a unique tag on the sunflower items that means that no one else could actually duplicate them. Time for a change of scenery. We're at Zed's Supercool House, which I believe is his starter house that he's no longer using. But I figured I would leave these somewhere in his area for him to have, so they're nice and secure. And check it out. Hermit coins with the seal of legitimacy. So I used a command to give me these. I threw away the other ones that I had, and it just adds an MBT tag to put that on there. Now, I don't know if we should actually use these or not. We've got a meeting, us hermits, tonight, so that's the perfect opportunity for me to ask everyone, and I'll leave Zedaf a message letting him know where these are, and that we're going to wait to hear what the other hermits think of doing that. But, you know, the thing is, we can play by the honor system here. We don't have to worry about someone actually duplicating the items, unless it's for a bit of fun, a little bit of drama, you know. So, do we really need those? I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd wander around Zedaf's space for a little bit, because I've only ever seen this place really in the videos. I think I've flown by it 1 or 2 times, and the legendary squiver. Have you guys seen the video where they actually spawned and fight the squiver, him and Tango? That was absolutely brilliant. I love that one. Time for a change of scenery. We're at Zed's Supercool House, which I believe is his starter house that he's no longer using. But I figured I would leave these somewhere in his area for him to have, so they're nice and secure. And check it out. Hermit coins with the seal of legitimacy. So I used a command to give me these. I threw away the other ones that I had, and it just adds an MBT tag to put that on there. Now, I don't know if we should actually use these or not. We've got a meeting, us hermits, tonight, so that's the perfect opportunity for me to ask everyone, and I'll leave Zedaf a message letting him know where these are, and that we're going to wait to hear what the other hermits think of doing that. But, you know, the thing is, we can play by the honor system here. We don't have to worry about someone actually duplicating the items, unless it's for a bit of fun, a little bit of drama, you know. So, do we really need those? I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd wander around Zedaf's space for a little bit, because I've only ever seen this place really in the videos. I think I've flown by it 1 or 2 times, and the legendary squiver. Have you guys seen the video where they actually spawned and fight the squiver, him and Tango? That was absolutely brilliant. I love that one. Yeah, it was good stuff. It was good fun. Anyway, let me know what you think of that with a comment down below. Also, if you've got any ideas for games that use or take advantage of the dark area. So let me know what you think about those coins with a comment down below. And if you've got any ideas for a game that takes advantage of the fact that no mobs spawn in that biome, then leave a comment down below. And aha, there it is. While we're in the area, I wanted to check this build out of Tango Tech's. Amazing, beautiful stuff going on here. That green colour is like totally unexpected, and I just need a little bit more boost, don't I? Just a tiny bit more. Now let's look downwards, and now let's spin around very fast and lose all of our momentum so we don't die. Sorry about the screen jerkiness there. Wow, this is a stunning, spectacular build floating all the way up in the sky. I don't know if like the whole build is going to extend down to that massive circle down there, but pretty impressive stuff. GG Tango, I am loving this build style. Can't wait to see how it develops. Well, it's time to move on to the creeper farm, and I'm kind of gutted right now. I'm kind of really upset. Like, I, I don't know what to say, because I spent several hours in this area, okay, watching no mycelium spread anywhere at all. Okay, that's the thing, and I think the place the mycelium has come from is down here, but I can't find a spot where the mycelium would have gone from where I've had this trench over to the other side of it, because it doesn't spread that far across. So I don't know how this stuff spread out into this area, I really don't. But what's really frustrating is that I've spent several hours keeping an eye on it, and then it's only taken an hour or two for the mycelium to then go and spread over absolutely everywhere. Like, this has set me back several hours, and it's a real bummer. It's gone all the way over to this side, and all the way over in that direction. How? I'm very glad I never reconnected it up to this, you know, but like, how? Seriously. We went and checked underneath all of these blocks, and then the one area where there was mycelium nearby, I made sure it couldn't spread there, and then in a matter of a few hours, it's just managed to go, oh, I'm covering this whole island again. I hate this mycelium, it's rubbish. Right, we got to get our head out of this mycelium business, down there into where the creeper farm is going to be. I got some supplies with me, we're going to start building this thing. So I probably don't need to tell you what I've been up to, but I will. I've been digging down here at the bottom of the creeper farm, and you can see that I've made a big square box. That's because the layout of our farm is going to be nice and symmetrical. There's going to be 4 spawning platforms. They're going to be stacked up a couple of times, and you'll see now as we go down that this goes underneath some of the area where the mobs don't actually spawn. Like over in this corner is going to be the mushroom biome, and so we don't need the blocks dug out above it because nothing's spawning there. You might be asking, you know, why am I building spawning platforms there? Well, it's for the sake of symmetry. However, over in this space, that area right there is actually below the ocean. And I think over in this direction we also have now skipped out on something that was going to be a spawning area. Like those 2 blocks there and a few back here as well. They're actually going to be in a water channel that's going to go over the end here. So some of it's not getting used, some of it is. I've tried to put it in the most optimal place possible. But let's go back to how the plan was going to work before. And I was thinking about how the water streams are going to work. I don't actually have like a really good setup here to show you how this would work, other than perhaps using something like this. Yeah, should have thought this one through a little bit more. The water streams would extend outwards like this, and then the next one would start. I could actually use this trapdoor to help me here. Imagine that that's a sign, and that it's not in the wrong place, like I've just put it. This is how the water system would basically work. Right, so a creeper falls into here, and then it goes through like that. Now what I was actually going to do was tile this across, so we would have a whole row of water sources going across to a whole row of signs and pressure plates. And then our spawning platforms were going to be above all of this, and they were going to have the wooden trapdoors on the ceiling. They were going to be too wide so that spiders wouldn't spawn on there, and the creepers would fall off into the water stream. So a creeper spawns, decides to walk, bam, into a water stream, off you go. However, we're no longer doing the design like that. We're now making use of cats. And to make use of cats, what we're going to do is basically create a box where the cat sits in the middle. So we will have a cat here. We will need to get it to sit and probably protect it from having the creepers or other mobs, if they happen to spawn in here, which I'm going to try and prevent, from like getting. I'm not sure how we do this. Maybe we make like a little. Now I've placed all of these facing the wrong way. That's not very good. Perhaps what we can do is make a little box, but then it's a case of, can the creeper actually see the cat that's inside that box? I thought I was prepared, you know, but I think the reality was I just finished doing all the digging and really wanted to record. So this is going to be the size of the platform, and it's going to be open on all sides so that creepers will simply run out and fall into a water stream which will be around outside. And that water stream is actually going to basically be the same as what I showed you out there, like a one wide strip. I was trying to demonstrate what it would be like if it sprawled out across a large space. Yeah, so cat sitting inside of there, creeper spawns. There's going to be like the trapdoors here to stop them spawning. We have to prevent spiders from spawning in here as well. That's another trick. But then the creepers will run in whatever direction they decide, go down into the water, and the water will push them around. So we'll have a stream like this from the corner, and then we'll have another little water source thingy go here around the corner. Basically, it's going to end up pushing them all the way over in this direction, so we can get all of our creepers through to where the skeletons are going to be. That's the general idea. The first platform will be 2 blocks off the ground. So if the creepers can spawn on top of trapdoors when they're like that, it means that the second floor could technically be there, and all of our floors could basically be built out of trapdoors, which sounds kind of crazy. So I've got to figure out if they will spawn on that. And that would be really compact then, wouldn't it? It'd be a very compact farm. Creative mode is good, people. It's very, very good, because you can find out things like this. Open the trapdoor, creeper run away. Open the trapdoor, creeper run away. There you go. Well, one thing to consider is that our cat is not going to be an ocelot, so we can get it to sit. I just don't like the idea of something somehow finding a way to nudge it, but with the trapdoor open, that seems to do the trick. It is unfortunately not possible. These closed trapdoors that are the same height as a block, mobs don't spawn on top of them. So that's that one solved. That means we can have 1, 2, 3 floors, so a total of 12 spawning platforms, and that means we've got to get 12 cats down here. And I decided what I'm going to do is put them on top of a slab, and then I think we'll have a slab underneath the next floor there as well, just so they're like nicely protected and can't be nudged off at all. The big problem right now is getting enough wood to create all the trapdoors we're going to need, and also there's trapdoors around the outside. So I did some testing, and the creepers will actually kind of go to the edge, and unless another one nudges them off, they don't go into the water. So with these trapdoors, we encourage them to do so. However, putting the trapdoors in the middle is going to be a little bit more problematic. So we'll have to see how it goes. Maybe we'll throw them in. So around the outside is where they're going to be, and that'll be the same on each floor. So along the side here, I need to put some trapdoors as well. I thought I'd run out for a second. So yeah, lots of trapdoor placing. That means chopping down lots of trees. And there is one more problem, which looked like it had a solution at first. So right here... Hi, where did you come from? Jeez. I hope you didn't spawn in this area, because these little ledges up here aren't particularly well lit up. Hi, get out of here. Okay, so where these water sources end, if we were to put a new one here, here, and here, it creates a water source in the middle. So I thought we could lower the bricks, or sorry, stone blocks down by 1. But then there's this bedrock in the way, so we can't move the water stream back. After thinking about that for a while, it was just like, well, what you got to do is just put that a couple of blocks further back, right? And then your water streams will converge, and this will be the point where we can send the water, or sorry, the creepers. We'll send the creepers over to where the skeletons are going to be. I was just shutting the windows, preparing my room for recording, and one of my cats has drowned. Now, it's one of the ones that are down on the platform below, and I know that because, well, there are 8 of them up here and 4 down below. Interesting. I've set up a little water thing to push them up here, drop them down, and then I figured entity cramming can take care of the rest. And we got a skeleton, which is not what I was expecting. Also, you may have noticed a second ago there's a creeper out here. Oh, I know where it spawned. I was about to say I was a little bit confused. It spawned probably on top of the beacon, which needs to be torn down very soon. I'm at this point now where I'm going to go ahead and construct all of this. So let's see. You are not on the middle there. Why did you move? And there's something over there? A spider. Right, and is there... Hang on, we can just drop down. So the one that was here is gone. That's really odd. Oh, that reminds me, we've got a block spider spawning as well. And that one's managed to move. Maybe a spider actually pushed this guy over a little bit. Strange stuff. Anyway, we're about to sort of finalise everything, so to speak. Hi, you are back in there. Excellent. I had to do a load of weird stuff with moving this trapdoor around before to get them in there, but that time he went up no problem. Anyway, when it comes to spiders spawning, we have to eliminate 3x3 spaces, so... I'm not sure if it works with the edge, though. Uh-oh, this might make things tricky. I always forget this stuff. But yeah, there should be some sort of pattern to block spider spawns. Okay, got to bring one cat over here, and then it's time to go to build the whole thing. I've put the carpets in place. Not particularly a great arrangement, but it removes all 3x3 spaces, and spiders will actually spawn off the ledge. So if it wasn't for that block there, they would be able to spawn in this spot because, you know, there's air blocks around there. So because of that, I've gone and put these in the corners. That shouldn't really disrupt anything, really. Like, the creepers will bob under the slab and continue on their way. It might help, if anything. I don't know. But yeah, they're going to go all the way to the top, and now just got to build the floors one by one. So you might know what this site means. We're not going to be building the top floor. The bottom of it would go here. The trapdoors, the next lot would be up there. It's taken me so long to put this together that I've kind of had enough. And I've just been trying to knock out some of the torches here and actually running into problems just getting around this thing. It is so compact, but it is all ready to go now. And in the process of building it, I've had a few things go wrong. Mobs spawning in it because I was taking out the torches before it was really ready. And also some of these cats moving of their own accord, which I couldn't quite figure out. That was kind of frustrating too. But we're ready to pop out the torches, and when we're done that, we're not going to come back into this room again, I hope. And there should be lots of creepers spawning, making their way over to where we've got the little killing chamber, which I did show, did I? I hope I did show that. Okay, time to say goodbye. We're going to rip out these last few blocks and then cover up this hole right here, and that's it. We're not looking inside this thing again, I hope. It's taken too long to build. The question is, does it work? The answer, an absolute resounding yes. However, why are these struggling to go up the water stream so much? Did something change here? Because, yeah, look at that one. It like needs some encouragement from the one below. And so we got a stupid amount of creepers jammed into this thing, and even more coming along bit by bit. It's very dark in there. I can see that there's lots of bats. I can see the slabs that I broke a moment ago. I was a little bit alarmed that a creeper had blown up and some blocks got destroyed. And we can see some of the creepers struggling to get off the platform a little bit, but eventually they fall into the water streams and get pushed along here. That's a lot of creepers. This thing is super effective. There's tons of them in here. Okay, how much better is that? I think we're literally filling the mob cap right now with creepers, which is absolutely nuts. This is where I'm standing over here. And actually, if we look in that direction, you can see the state of the caves. If we'd have lit some of those areas up, this would be doing even better. But that's a bonkers amount of creepers. I've never seen anything like it before. I just don't understand this bit right here. This is a pretty traditional water elevator. Maybe it needs to be too wide. And maybe, yes, with it too wide, we can prop it so that there's always water for them to swim upwards in. Now the question is, how do I modify that with all of those creepers in there? And still, there's still a ridiculous amount of them queuing up. This is such an amazing sight, I tell ya. And we can actually watch them spawn in and eventually fall off those platforms. Absolutely amazing. I'm loving this. All of that hard work has paid off. I did the cheatiest thing ever to fix our problems here. I logged out of the game and I logged back in again. It caused all of the creepers to despawn. I reckon there's a whole bunch more of them now though. And I'm very glad that I've taken the time just to stare over at what's going on here. Let's put that there as well, and let's fill in these two gaps, and let's also put that there. That's to stop us from walking into the corner. I've got a feeling if we walked into the corner, the creeper might explode. Although, with exception to this bit, it's mostly going to be in water. So, made this too wide. The bit at the bottom pushes the water over in that direction. And there'll be water where the head is, and at the top here you saw how I dropped it in. It should do the trick. It should. So all we've got to do is come down here, tidy up that, and then it is that block right there that we need to break, and loads of creepers are going to shoot through. There they go. that was kind of impressive, right? And I now can't place. Do you know what? We should probably. Yeah, I need to take care of that, don't I? I just need a block. Oh, there we go. Right, it let me do it that time. Very good. Of course, their hitboxes very close to the edge there. It didn't like that. But now what we can do is hop out of here and see them come up. Yep, look at that coming up nice and easy, right? No. Ah, there's another step here. The water needs to sort of flow over one way, doesn't it? Because they need to be in the middle. So these both need to sort of like push to the center. Oh, I'm just... There you go, like that fella. Now you're not going upwards. They've changed things here. They've changed things. I need a new water elevator design. I wanted to end this one on a high note. Well, this is a pretty good high note, right? But to have loads of gunpowder in this chest. We've got 47 so far, and I'd like some more. And when they land in here, the old what's it called? Entity cramming will take care of that. Although it sounds like some of them are getting crammed in here as well. Just decided to give that another try, and look at this. What you need is a solid set of water blocks coming all the way up. Now technically they might drown if that continues for too long. Luckily for us though, they get to the top without having that problem, and now they are ready to be destroyed by entity cramming over here, which is excellent. I'm going to let this thing run for a while. So I had these hissing at me a moment ago. I think it's because of this gap there. Like, I don't even want to stand there, you know. So I blocked that bit off. I blocked a bit more around the side. I put a torch there to let light in, because technically something could spawn there perhaps. I can't remember if the hitbox of the mobs stops them spawning at the moment. That's something that changes update to update. Anyway, guess what? That's going to be it for me this episode. It's been fantastic. I really enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like on the video. As always, thanks for your support. And remember to vote in the poll. And also leave a comment about any game ideas you got and what you think of the whole coins thing. And what do you think of this? I'll tell you, next episode we work on this one. It's going to be a treat. The next part of this whole thing, I've got something cool planned. Anyway, enough of that from me. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.